dimensions. So I'm importing my save from last episode. You uploaded an old save, visual changes, so we made the old version of the game. More game events have animations. New confirmation windows exist. So there's now a new sleek layout, which I'm happy to swap to. You were away for 1 year, 76 days, 19 hours, 26 minutes. Okay, well, I'm guessing I'm gonna like instantly prestige, so I doubt that matters. All right, antimatter dimensions. So for this one, I think I have to buy up to the 7th dimension, was it? And then I should just be able to, I don't think there's any reason to sit in an old ascension. I should prestige as soon as humanly possible, right? It just affects how many dimensions I'm able to get. This one I don't know that I can spend terribly much time in, so I don't think it has a lot of like immediate tactical choices to make, like Realm Grinder, or it looks like Idle Wizard has a lot for you to do. Get the tick speed upgrades. The objective is to just get the next dimension unlock. Early game is pretty active, right on. Now, I mean early game like the very beginning before you've ever bought an ascension, or every time you ascend it's pretty active? Okay, gotcha. Get the tick speed first. Do it again at 100, I guess. Does Maxall actively buy all of those for me? I think so, right? It's one it's harder for me to, since it's so text-based, it's hard for me to eyeball what the most effective thing is. I think tick speed's usually pretty worth it. Where would auto buyers show up? I guess okay. It's interesting. It grabs tick speed before it grabs the next dimension. I guess that's fair. Tick speed seems pretty strong. So I do antimatter galaxies once I get to 8 antimatter dimensions. That's like super respec. Okay. Just instantly when I click it. Look, I click it sometimes and don't see anything happen. Okay, so I need 10 trillion for this one. Oh, okay. So there's thresholds for that. Where does it show the next rank threshold for these? It's always 10. Okay. So if this bar fills up to where it says buy 10, then Maxall will buy it. Okay. I need 27th antimatter dimension to respec again, but it might be getting to the point where now it's harder. I guess we'll see. Usually I can kind of feel out when it makes more sense to buy passive upgrades versus buy buildings in these games, but here I don't really have the intuition for what's best to do, whether I should just be spam clicking max all. I guess 7th antimatter dimension is pretty expensive, huh? Okay. Should be able to hold out to 1 quadrillion here. That's for like getting 10 of each thing. Is there like little point to buy things if you don't qualify for a tier upgrade then? Okay, that's cool. Need quintillion. Get the tick speed here in a second. Max all seems like it saves you some brain power. Only the highest dimension is useful in individual increments, okay. Because I've purchased buildings that are generating antimatter constantly. So unlike a lot of other idle games, there's not a manual click to make antimatter in this one, it's just buildings. Oh, why is the APS going up? Yeah. So that's why getting just one of the highest tier is so powerful, right? I see your question now. I was like, has not even played an idle game before? Maybe it makes more sense. All right. Not a luck-related achievement. So it's always worth buying individuals of the highest available dimension? Or not necessarily? Yeah, this one, like idle loops, is kind of harder for me to visualize immediately. I think I get it. You said every tier upgrade is doubling the efficacy of that dimension, right? Which obviously passes all the way down to the first dimension. I'm excited to get a galaxy here. Cheapest to rank up, tick speed, highest dimension purchasable. Tick speed is insane. I guess it makes sense. This might be when it makes sense to go idle here and switch to a different game. And I'm just waiting to pick up 10 more of those. I'll get maybe one more tick speed upgrade here. I think we'll do Realm Grinder after this because that one's pretty useful to leave online. As long as I can sit here and get another tick speed increase in like a minute, I'll keep doing it. Yeah, Realm Grinder's pretty good. I might peek in on idle loops. I don't know if I'll stitch that into the idle loops video. I just want to kind of eyeball it to see if I need to give it more attention or not. I'll tab over to it. Oh, 1 nonillion? Okay. Try to hold out for it. I need to actually leave myself some future Marstead notes for it this time. I figured it out by just watching most of the last VOD. I won't actually leave them at the end of the video. I'll just write them in a text file when I'm done today. I really had to like sit and stare at the screen to understand idle loops, which is a bummer because I think that's like one of the coolest idle games I've ever encountered. It has such a cool base concept, but given that it's all text, it's kind of hard to like understand what the hell they're talking about, right? Since it's not really tutorialized. Automation upgrades, I assume, don't carry over to whenever you dimension boost, though. Something I have to manage each time. It'd be nice if these games, especially the ones that go so insane on the numbers so quickly, just came up with something new. Instead of quadrillion, quintillion, sextillion and stuff, right? Like, you spend so much time in this territory. Do you lose them through antimatter galaxies? Yeah, let's do scientific notation. Just start with that. Or do it once you get above, like, 1 trillion, I think. Oh, is scientific notation an option in this? What is until 10? Oh, until 10. Okay, I see. It's starting to slow a little bit. Second or third options menu button. Oh, here. I didn't realize there was a second one here. Visual. Just do scientific, please. Yeah. Makes more sense for this game, I think, especially with how rapidly it gets out of control. What are the other options here, out of curiosity? Letters. Emoji. Kind of like the emoji, actually. Oh, you can do all? Oh, God. Yeah, let's do the emoji. That's cute. You just need to be able to understand the relative relationship between them, right? I guess I am going to get a dimension boost here. It doesn't look like it's given me the auto buy option. Boost. Yes. You should basically boost as soon as you possibly can, right? There's like no reason to wait, it seems like. And angry emojis. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and unlock the 8th dimension, and then I'll switch to Realm Grinder, I think. Angry face, cake, Christmas tree. I wonder why those specific emoji. I guess it doesn't matter because all you care about is the difference between them. Angry face, cake, Christmas, skull. It's amusing. Skull into eggplant. Sure. So why is the first antimatter dimension... Oh, the reason it's valuable to upgrade is just for the double efficacy tiers. So each individual dimension is useless because I'm getting way more of them effectively from the higher tiers. But doubling how much antimatter it's making is valuable, right? Alright, I missed the tick upgrade, my bad. Yeah, I don't know if I would have gotten this one without y'all here to help explain it in chat. This one just came out on Steam somewhat recently. One eggplant. Done idle loops, idle wizard, and this so far. Let me check on loops really quick. I'm just gonna tab over to it. Okay, we're still meeting people, so I think I can just let that run for a long time. That should be fine. Perfect. Oh, okay, that's helpful. Just max M. Press and hold down M. I guess auto buyer would be really nice for that. So 1,000 eggplant emojis makes a family. I feel like that checks out. You must be in a crazy position if you can dimension boost that fast. 100 emoji is what I need now. Okay. Families. I don't think I ever saw 100 emoji last time. So can you still dimension boost? I can still dimension boost here, but wouldn't I want a galaxy before I dimension boost if it gives me the option to galaxy? Tick speed is so ridiculously valuable. Okay. This game must get pretty big eventually, I'm assuming, the way y'all are talking about it. Pretty soon, I'm just going to want to leave it so that it can build up to 80 of these. Does actually leaving this game offline, like, it seems like you prestige so often in this game that, like, the benefit of a year of idle was basically wasted, right? Because I just immediately prestige. Is that generally what happens? Or maybe later in the game you can let it idle for longer? Yeah, I've had to use that for YouTube and Twitch uploads. Actually, 4 out of the 5 of these are in Steam, so it's not an issue. Idle Loops is the only one that's on Chrome right now. Oh, is getting to 80 eighth dimensions that hard? I didn't even realize that. Okay. It's hard to get a feel for that kind of thing. I have one of these. Oh, here we go. Dimensional Sacrifice requires 5 dimension boosts. What the fuck? So this is something I can do after the next dimension boost, is that what it's saying? Ah. Well, I feel like I can sit on this screen and doing something for a really long time. So even though I could make more progress to let this thing run idle, I'm going to go ahead and switch to Realm Grinder now, just so I can get other things running in the background, because right now I only have 3 games running in the background. So let's go to Realm Grinder, Antimatter, and then Realm Grinder. I guess just reset instantly, right? Automation tab. Will these persist across cycles? Hold on. I'm going to change that back off emojis to remind myself what the hell this is. Wise Max. Complete challenge to upgrade interval. Reaching infinity. Okay. So it's just gonna auto buy the first. Retro didn't want to add it. Chaos. It's on the voting system. I'm looking forward to playing it when it wins the vote. This is only going to contribute to discounting the voting system for Realm Grinder and Idle Loops. Those are the 2 that are on there. I like games that give you the opportunity to make mistakes, obviously, like when they give you choices and you have to kind of assess what's the higher value one, but it's pretty dangerous in an idle game because you have, you know, orders of magnitude gaps in progress. So like, it seems like Idle Wizard is the kind of game where you can do one strategy and literally take 10,000 times as much time than another strategy, which I think is too wide of a gap. You can save yourself a lot of time in like Cookie Clicker by efficiently doing LDRs and stuff like that, but I feel like it ratchets the complexity pretty late in the game. You start having to deal with big choices on optimization, whereas it seems like Wizard Idle is instantly, you could fuck up really bad. All right, so we said I need to reset dimensions a couple times to be able to afford the galaxy. Picking demons first in a realm grinder, really? $10. So someone explain dimensional sacrifice to me. That's like, I give up one of my dimension boosts for something. Is that even worth doing? I've definitely encountered that with like late game Cookie Clicker, but I feel like that's something that should happen late in your game and not early. I really like idle loops in principle, and now that I get it, I'm excited to play it because I think I can understand more easily when I'm making a mistake, but I think idle loops is also kind of an upside down difficulty curve in that respect, where at the beginning, when you're just trying to figure out what the fuck is this, like what does this want me to do, it's really easy to just set loops to do nothing without realizing it. When this thing says X10. What's the reasoning for that? Like, wouldn't you just want to sacrifice to get 8th dimensions as often as possible? But I assume doing that resets the cost to buy all of them back, doesn't it? There's just a way to not have to be clicking on it constantly. Sorry, I shouldn't use difficulty curve. Mistake curve? I don't know. What is the time cost of the most trivial mistake that you can make, right? What is the highest time cost of the most trivial mistake, or what is the relationship between the highest time cost of the most trivial mistake? Multipliers from number purchased aren't affected. Move all your first through seventh antimatter dimensions. Okay, so this resets this clock basically, but eventually is worth it. I see. Accidentally neglecting tick speed purchases. Right. Yeah, I feel like I need to play this more. Like right now, I kind of just click max all and I click tick speed when it becomes available, but I'm not really, I don't feel in my bones. Like I understand rationally what you've said that, okay, if you have an eighth antimatter dimension, that creates a seventh, which creates a sixth, which creates a fifth, which creates a fourth, which creates a third, which creates a second, which creates a first, and it's exponential. But these numbers are gobbledygook to me, right? All I know is that number go up more, right? Which maybe you play this a bunch, you get to start to feel like, what does this actually mean here? I guess it's trying to show me the percentage contribution of all of these. And the reason the eighth antimatter dimension has no percentage contribution is because it self-directly is only making seventh ones. Yeah, like I can click things when they turn green. That's a gameplay loop, but... percent of this second compared to last second. I don't think we're going to do Resident Evil 4 for like a month or so. So like, what number, if I had to look at one thing to try to make sense of what I should be focusing on, like what's the most important number on the screen right now? Is it which dimension has the highest percent per second change rate? Honestly, for me, it's just the tick speed box turning green. That's the main thing I'm trying to eyeball here. Number of eighth dimensions, percentage growths. I do an automation. Tick speed auto buyer sounds nice. I guess maybe tick speed is part of the problem. Like, you need to have something, you need to have like another thing that acts on the main number multiplicatively, so tick speed is that, but it makes it harder for me to eyeball the value of any of these, really. It sounds like this game's core loop changes pretty significantly after some amount of time spent on it. I assume that's the same for idle loops at some point. I'm gonna try to dimension boost and then idle my way to the next one. This, you mean? Okay. Oh, wow, I need e to the 69 to get 1? Maybe I need to leave this AFK now. Okay, I'm gonna let this one sit. I'll come back to it to buy this. Let's do Antimatter. That gets us out of here. I can get these now, which is neat. Thank you, automation unlock. So we're saying dimension boost should just be repeated until this costs the same as the Galaxy. I guess that's another problem, is I can't really tell. It's hard for me to eyeball that 80 8th dimension antimatters are going to cost that much more than 50, but I guess I buy it based on the way the rest of the game has worked up to this point. Appreciate that the automation upgrades persist across resets. That's nice. Every tier of 8th dimension costs 1 times e to the 15 times more than the last tier. Wow, okay. Is that just like a, it looks like it's a sharp cutoff. It's like as soon as you get 10, it spikes in price? I don't think I appreciated that before. And dimensional sacrifice is worth doing every time it's at a times 10. What does this next thing trigger? 80. I see. I have a question, but I don't know how to ask it without sounding very stupid, because I am very stupid. This probably relates to my general inability to intuit what's going on in this one. Why is the percentage growth dropping constantly without action by me? What is it about increasing the tick speed or buying new dimensions that briefly causes it to launch up and then drain? I think that's just a lack of understanding of the math on my part. I don't know if someone would even be able to explain that to me. Calculus. Okay, thank you. Can you frame it as a calculus word problem? Like, you get Andrew to play this game. Slows down relative to itself as it approaches a large number. Can you explain it to me in terms of rocket fuel and the weight of the rocket? Maybe that's not appropriate. I don't know. This game is revealing how abstract my understanding of like a lot of calculus principles actually is. Never actually took a calculus class, so I can like bullshit my way through a conversation about it, but if I were able to connect this to some kind of physical problem, it's already hard enough that you're having to like imagine these dimensions producing smaller dimensions producing smaller dimensions. If the framing device was like, I don't know, a bunny rabbit that gives birth to two bunny rabbits, those two bunny rabbits also each give birth to two bunny rabbits, and those bunny rabbits each give birth to two bunny rabbits. Why is that different? It shouldn't be. Let me read this very slowly. 2 squared is 4. 3 squared is 9. 9 is more than 4. The difference... Sorry, I have to like read that several times. The difference between itself and one step earlier shrinks as it approaches infinity. Okay. So 16 minus 9 is 7. 9 minus 4 is 5. But you're saying 16 is closer to 9 than 16 is to 5? Gravity and free fall. Okay, see what you're saying. Thank you, Ravanon. I think that helps me get it a little bit better. Gotcha. How is that information useful in an idle game? Maybe that's a question that y'all can answer. Yeah, exactly. What is someone who's good at antimatter dimensions scanning the screen? What is this telling me in terms of how it should affect my next decision? Okay. So it helps me recognize that like a tick speed upgrade is really significant compared to just like buying a single machine over here. Keeps auto buying out from under me there. I think I'm well in the point where I need to just AFK this one. I don't think any of the upgrades I'm doing are getting me to this 50 threshold anytime soon. Maybe one day I'll understand this. I'll see if Andrea is available to sit down with me next time. Maybe if she's sitting with me, she can help me to get it a little bit better. I think the problem with this one, you know, me not having a intuitive understanding of exponentials or never having needed to use that in my lifetime, that's one problem. But the other tier problem is that I can also kind of play the game in a much stupider way of just looking for things that are green and clicking the thing that's green, and that seems to be generally effective to getting me to win. And so because I don't have to understand it in order to play it, it's not like it's forcing itself into my brain, if that makes sense. I can think of it as press the green button simulator, but that's not really what it is, right? So I'm going to buy these, I guess. Because I was really close to it a second ago. Okay.